research scholars, if you are good in data analytics, I must tell you that this is such a great tool in your hand. It would enable your placements, it would enable your, I will give you a small example of my own student. One of my students in the lab, there was last year before the last, there was a workshop in Morocco, and they wrote me a mail, if you have a student you can recommend, but he has to be good in data analytics. When I talked to the students in the lab, some of them were good, but they have issues with the passport. Either किसी के पास passport नहीं था, किसी के पास if the passport was there, that was closer to the expiry. One of the students came that I would do it. He was doing some data analysis but not so good. Somehow I recommended and he went there. After he went there, he struggled a bit, but somehow he could somehow become part of a network, which is a global network of this Inva cost. And he is right now he just now came back after 3 months after attending this fellowship at ETH Zurich. He got a very handsome fellowship of 15 lakhs in 3 months, for 3 months only, at one of the best places in the world. The only reason was that I recommended him based on the data analytics, that he knows some basics. He knew, though he did not know what actually was expected. So that's why I'm telling you. Or if you learn this very well, within the university you will have so many people approaching you, please help us with the data analysis. So with these basically remarks, I am also personally very thankful to, first of all, Dean of Research for kind of agreeing to this idea and kind of supporting this idea. This is a joint venture which is partly supported from DICA and the Dean of Research. And our Registrar Saab also, to begin with, had a question that how is it once we relevant and once we discussed. So he was convinced that basically this is something that we need. And I would therefore bring in the notice of the chair that, sir, we need to kind of initiate this exercise in the best possible way, so that our research scholars community especially is benefited. I'm pretty sure that with the two research persons you will have a great time, and these are the best people who can make it happen.
We have seen many students doing very good in their research at the national level or at the international level, but many cases we have seen that they struggle always. The reason is that the direction was not proper at the start of their research. So since at the olden times the research was it was twofold research. One was to do for your interest and passion, and hardly it had some applications. But over the period of time, now it has become mandatory that the research should be linked to the society, the problems of the society, directly or indirectly. So here there is a bit of caution that while doing problems, it is not necessary that you should start with looking at the societal problems. Otherwise it will be again a difficult level of thinking. So some suggestions which I would like to make in regard of this program. The first one is that yes, artificial intelligence is there, machine learning is there, but also you need to be very careful about handling with this artificial intelligence. For instance, I will give you 2 examples what actually artificial intelligence means. Now, there's a director who is trying to make a movie. The ideas in the mind of the director is artificial intelligence, and the actors who are working on his direction, that's machine learning. Or the supervisor is, the ideas within the mind of the supervisor is artificial intelligence, is roughly speaking. And the students are the machine learning. So if we make a mistake while using this artificial intelligence, that mistake will be carried by the students. So we have to be very careful about that. So my opinion is that we should not rely 100% on artificial intelligence. Use it to the level where you need it, but you should time and again cross-check these outcomes of the artificial intelligence. Because I predict that after some time, 20 years, 30 years, this artificial intelligence will collapse. But till then, we have to make use of it. Now imagine Sunita Williams, who is in the space, She was sent for 8 days, but now it's almost 8 months she's there, and she's surviving. And now the new deadline is like she will be brought back in March. So this is how science and technology is working. This is how the problems are generated. So for DICA, one of my suggestions will be that this type of program should be generalized. Like in the summer, there should be a 2 days, 3 days workshop where experts of artificial intelligence, experts of biostatisticians, they should be called and they should deliver lectures. The lectures should not be like the conference lectures. They should be rigorous lectures. There should be rigorous home assignment, so that we should not always rely on these experts, because experts sometimes have time and sometimes they do not have time. We have to form the second line. We have to create our own line. So maybe in a year or 2 years, we should have at least a group of persons, group of faculty here, who at least have some depth on this artificial intelligence, machine learning, statistics, analysis, and so on and so forth. Then second suggestion would be that from every discipline, every subject, the groundbreaking problems should be brought into the notice of DICA, so that they will display those problems oftenly. Here, look, there's a problem in mathematics. It's a conjecture which is being worked on, so that this will be an inspiration to our students. And then, more recently, I was listening to one of the talks of the famous mathematician of this time, Terence Tao. Mathematics people might be knowing him. He's a Fields medalist and has won many prizes. Unlike we don't have Nobel Prize in mathematics, the highest prize is Fields medal, and it is like a stronger version of this Nobel Prize, because Nobel Prize can be given at any point of time, even after death. But for Fields medal, the age should be 40 only, so it is to be awarded within 40. So your extraordinary work has to be done within 40 years. So Terence Tao is one of such Fields medalists, and he won Math Olympiad at the age of 10 or something. He said, when we were doing problems in mathematics, we were doing in isolation or single-handedly. We didn't used to be in groups, because if problems in mathematics are solved in groups, then the things would get derailed, unlike in other subjects. But then he concludes that the necessity of this time is not to do research in isolation. You have to work in a team. You have to do multidisciplinary research and interdisciplinary research.
My dear students, dear scholars, you know that we are I can say that we are approaching everywhere through AI/ML now, artificial intelligence and machine learning tools. But do we have really those tools available with us where one can go with the details of this artificial intelligence? When we see the AI/ML, it's not only that you use it in your particular subject like mathematics or science. You have to use AI/ML everywhere. It will be now the part of your life. If you are a bioscientist, you are a physical scientist, you are a mathematician, you are a chemist, you are social scientist, but your AI/ML has to be associated with you, you are right or left. Things are becoming not difficult, but things are becoming very challenging. Challenging in the sense that we have to behave like in a scientific world now. Gone are the days that when we will not believe that भाई कुछ भी चलेगा, अब कुछ भी नहीं चलेगा, अब जो भी चलेगा it has to be under the domain of this AI/ML. आजकल आप देख रहे हैं, आप कहीं भी हम कोई गलती कर रहे हैं तो हम इस पे पकड़ जाते हैं. So that means there are already tools available. Now we have to understand those tools. Data analysis is one of the tools. I am an astrophysicist by training, so I know that how much data analysis is very much important in my research. Me, my students, my group cannot do anything without a data analysis. Data analysis gives you the prediction of the results. Whatever the sample of observation, the sample of you have, you can use a data analyst and give the results. But as Professor Manzoor Saab said rightly, that everyone cannot be a statistician itself. But there are other tools that we can behave like a statistician. We can understand, in fact. We have now, you know yourself very well, कहीं भी life में कोई difficulty आ रही है, we go to the mobile, we go to the Google, you type it and देखते हैं कि हम कहाँ जाएंगे, क्या करना है. आजकल हमारी जो families है, घर पे है, if they have to cook the food, they make use of this. So this is actually a tool. Similarly, data analysis is a tool where you can understand the things very well. Whatever the prediction you need, whatever the prediction you want. And for my dear students, scholars, I must tell you that you are very lucky. Now the question is why you are lucky. You are lucky that you have the whole world of domain open for you. You can go anywhere. Please don't think only that you will complete the PhD and then immediately look for the job. No. If you have to dream a bigger thing, you please understand that you can go to any part of the world and not with one or two, get multiple postdocs where you get salaries much bigger than the professor gets a salary. But the only thing is that you have to search and you need a good guide for that. As far as the University of Kashmir is concerned, that we have a very reputed faculty in the university. We have a very good dedicated, I can say that, the team of research scholars. We have a very good projects. Our Dean of the Research, Professor Sultan Saab, is revolutionizing the whole system. Now, on every year, we have so many meetings of this Board of Research Studies. Earlier, the scholars used to have this issue that, sir, boards kab mile, kab ho raha hai. But now we are having very randomly, we are taking the board. So actually, it's not that कोई हमें बोल रहा है करने को, नहीं. The thing is that we are self-conscious. कहीं पे देखे gaps will be there and gaps will always be there. No system is complete. I cannot say that कहीं पे error नहीं है. There may be always errors, but errors are always expected and they can be worked out. So my this humble request to my scholars, because you are actually important component holder of this workshop. It's actually for you. It's not for. ठीक है. We came as registrar, as dean academic affairs and research. We have come here for 5 minutes and just we will speak for 5 minutes. After that, we will remain busy with our own job. But actually, you are the beneficiaries of this. Ultimately, it is for you. And believe me honestly that whatever we try to do it in the university, it's only for the student.
We can say that within our own limitations, to some extent we are satisfied with our research activities and the performance. If we are going to evaluate the research profile of Kashmir University, be it the citation index, be it the H index, be it the publication output in terms of the number of the publications which are being published in different these journals, whether that is the Web of Sciences or the other journals, and then the research grants. It has almost doubled over 5 years period of time. So by any standards, if it could be, I mean to say, expressed in relative terms, we can say the position is somewhat satisfactory. But at the same time, we should not be compliant on this fact that we have to sit on. No. At the same time, there is always scope for improvement. So having said this, basically the very edifice of the research performance, this derives its strength from the quality of the research scholars. The institution relies heavily on its research scholars, so far as their performance is concerned, so far as their output is concerned. I can say that only this year we have registered almost 600 scholars for PhD admission, this year only. And we have registered number of scholars, it is more than 2,000 in 65 departments. So that can be said that by any standards it is relatively satisfactory one, so far as the number of the research scholars is concerned and other outputs are concerned. Having said this, that the present event, we can say that the performance of our research scholars in different departments, it is quite satisfactory. They are doing wonderful job, as has been highlighted by Director Dika. Our research scholars have got almost 70 to 80% research scholars are JRF fellowship. That is huge. The data is with me. That is one of the important indicators to judge the output so far as the research performance is concerned. So at that front, the institution boosts a lot. And in order to give this the boost so far as the research output, quality output is concerned, the conduct of such workshops is very important. I do also, I mean to say, I am involved in the supervision of research scholars in my department. I would like to share certain observations from my own set of research scholars. Despite the fact that they are generating a huge data by way of having the experimentation, field observation, there was a huge data. But then the matter of the fact is they are not, I mean to say, very smart to how to manipulate and how to play with this data. So far as this research methodology and the usage of the digital tools or the softwares or other programming mechanisms are concerned, these amount to the architectural design of a house. If somebody of us wants to build the house, we have got the huge quantity in terms of the concrete, in terms of the building material, in terms of the bricks, in terms of the wood, in terms of the cement. But unless and until you will be having a good architecture, we have the apprehension that everything is going to be wasted. You will be having the huge quantities of bricks, concrete, wood, tin. But if you won't be having a good architecture, there is apprehension that this will get waste. So the importance of these digital tools is like that. You will be having the service of a good architect in form of you when you will be fully equipped, acquainted with all these digital tools. You will be able to construct a good research paper, to manage a good research paper, if you will be having knowledge of these digital tools, softwares like R, as we have a very young expert here from our own institution, Dr. Reis is here, who will be giving you the hands-on training on R. That's a very important software, very important tool nowadays, which has got a huge application in terms of the research across the disciplines. It is not confined only to the basic sciences or mathematical sciences, no, but in the social sciences as well. And in fact, so far as the conduct of the seminar is concerned, when Professor Manzoor Saab has approached me for the collaboration, I was more than jubilant to join hands with the Directorate team to organize this workshop, but with certain modifications. Modification is that let us have a very, I mean to say, this sample example, a very reference example of this workshop, so that such workshops could be conducted in other schools. I admit this, that the duration of the workshop is of a brief period of time, that is 2 days. Ideally it should be of 1 week, so that the resource scholars will be getting the time to just get full acquaintance with these basic tools, and at the end of the day it should prove very productive so far as the application of the tools is concerned. Having said that, we thought that there should be definite outcomes so far as the conduct of such workshops is concerned, and we must get some structured outputs that most probably Javed Saab has devised that structured format where you will be just taking a brief examination. It's not that typical examination, but at least we have to devise a way, the evaluation, sort of an evaluation, that to what extent this workshop has improved your research skills and how you are going to use them in your these different domains of research. And I was thinking, since our Dean Academic Affairs is also here, we would like to share this idea here, and it will be further deliberated that if at all we are going to conduct these workshops, at the end of the day we must be able to just register some very concrete output so far as a particular activity of 3 days, 4 days research workshop is concerned. I was thinking that if we are conducting 3 or 4 days of workshop, we will be just giving it some the weightage of credits. So for example, if you have 12 or 16 credits in your research methodology coursework, if you will be doing 4 days this workshop here, at least it will be given 2 credits or 3 credits weightage with due evaluation by the experts or whosoever will be involved in the organization of that workshop. So that is also in the process. Maybe I will request Professor Aijaz Saab and Javed Saab that they will be doing some groundwork if they are going to just provide or give 1 credit weightage to this 2 days workshop, so that it will be counted towards their this research methodology coursework. If that is possible, you can do that. It will be equated with 1 or 2 credits so far as the research methodology coursework is concerned.